Hey, it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're zooming in and focusing in on a great viewer question, and that is to expound and expand a little bit more on the emptiness, shallowness, sort of the glibness, the superficiality of emotions, connectivity, and empathy within those individuals who are malignant, narcissist, or psychopathic. And before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to those of you who have recently donated to the channel. Thank you so much for your support, and it's an honor and a privilege to be able to be here for you and present and provide tools and resources for healing to those of you who have been lives have been touched by these type of individuals. And I really want to go a little bit more into depth so you can furthermore understand a little bit of the propensity to boredom that is presented in the psychopath, their need for high stimulation, risk-taking behaviors, boundary violation, odd behaviors in the way that they might deface objects or hurt people or lead a very sort of high-risk life. High risk meaning, propensity to danger, dangerous activities, law-breaking behavior, violational behavior towards others, lack of loyalty, lack of connectivity to others, the ability to move from one relationship to another without feeling a sense of attachment or connection to others. Why is this so? And there is definitely a neurological basis for lack of empathy in psychopaths, especially as presented by a study that was published in an open access journal in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience. And they did a wonderful study looking at the brain connectivity, the neurological connectivity in psychopaths, and looking at their propensity to have lack of remorse, which means lack of guilt. If an individual has lack of guilt, guilt is a teacher. Mistakes are a teacher. And if you have hurt somebody or you have done something wrong, you have a natural ability to then correct. In other words, to want to improve, to want to get better. And an individual who is psychopathic does not have a sense of remorse or guilt. In other words, they can hurt without being hurt themselves. They can violate others without feeling like they have done so. So there's always this disconnect between how could you do that and this person kind of not flinching, not reacting. They kind of observe people's reaction and say, wow, you're really hurt by this, and they're not feeling it. They are not experiencing it. And that is because there's a neurological basis why this is so. And studies have been done to look at the brain centers and the inactivity of processing in these areas that relate to, guilt, remorse, regret, and empathy. There's a real slowing and inactivity in these neurological centers that really kind of are responsible for this, for these feelings, as you may well know. And as we know, it is a personality disorder which is characterized by lack of empathy and remorse. Shallow affect, meaning shallow affect means your feelings, your the emotions that you show. So you might see a winning baseball team and have that's an affect, that's your feeling. If you see your child do very well at a game and you show emotion and pleasure and joy and delight and that gratitude for a job well done, that is affect. So and glibness meaning very superficial, fake emotions, and as well as manipulation and callousness. So callous, of course, means non-feeling. If you've ever had a thickened skin and, were to be poked, you wouldn't feel anything. It is the same experience in a psychopath. They have a lack of feeling, emotional feeling. And they looked into to better understand the neurological basis of empathy dysfunction in psychopaths. Neuroscientists used functional image resonance, basically MRIs, on the brains of over 120 inmates at medium security prisons to kind of look at the brain functioning and processes. And it's very interesting because, just to give you a little recap here, the participants were shown visual images or scenarios illustrating physical pain, such as a finger being caught between a door or a toe caught under heavy objects. So they were, shown these images where people were experiencing physical pain, and they were invited to then imagine that this experience was happening to them. In other words, your hand was being slammed in a door or something was being dropped on your toe. And then they were also shown control image that did not depict control, meaning not experiencing it. Images that were not depicting any pain whatsoever. For example, just like a door, somebody opening up a door, there's no pain there. And then basically they found when highly psychopathic participants imagine pain to themselves, they showed a typical neuronal response within the brain regions involved in empathy for pain, including the anterior insula, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, the somatosensory cortex, and the right amygdala. The increase in brain activity in these regions were unusual pronounced, suggesting that psychopathic people are sensitive to the thought of pain. But when the participants imagine pain to others, these regions failed to become active in high psychopaths. Moreover, the psychopaths showed an increased response in the ventral striatum, an area known to be involved in pleasure when imagining pain in others. And this atypical activation combined with negative functional connectivity between the insula and the ventromedial prefrontal cortex may suggest that individuals with high scores on psychopathy actually enjoyed imagining pain inflicted on others and did not care for them. The ventromedial prefrontal cortex is a region that plays a critical role in empathic decision-making, such as caring for the well-being of others. Taken together, this atypical pattern of activation and effective connectivity associated with perspective taking manipulations may inform intervention programs. Basically, furthermore stating that that there's a neurological basis for this. So you must understand that this is just how their brain activity is elicited. And so, deriving pleasure from bringing pain onto others is the takeaway from the study, is sort of an abstract. So, if you are wondering why, if you have done anything wrong to deserve, to deserve this treatment or bring it upon you, it is just an unfortunate experience. And furthermore, it should help you to understand that there's nothing you can do to really, quote unquote, fix, help, or have a sort of closure with this person, because based on the neurological centers that we've just described here, to give you some scientific basis, this is how these individuals are wired. And so it's nothing you can do to, increase the romantic love between you and this person, the caregiving, that you deserve. It is furthermore an understanding that this is how these people operate, and it gives them a propensity, a insatiable drive to increase, to desire pain reaction in others, whether it's emotional pain, physical pain, psychological distress. This is how these individuals are driving pleasure, and furthermore that they have the inability to generate the emotions within. So I hope this more complex site of this journal entry helps give you some basis in scientific understanding towards this individual and maybe why you've experienced this. And furthermore, the fact that you might want to consider getting away from an individual who desires or derives pleasure from hurting others. It is peace and harmony with you here today, and I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.